name is Katie Henderson, and I am so distinctly honored to be here with you today. I am a registered yoga teacher and a mindfulness guide, and it is beyond an honor to hold space for you guys today to hopefully connect to your breath, to your beating heart, and just to understand that the work you do day in and day out absolutely matters. And the more you can care for yourself, the more you can pour out to others, to your kiddos in your classroom, contribute to your team. So I really hope that this is an absolute blessing to your day. And these practices are yours to take with you and use them anytime you need. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. So hopefully you're sitting in a chair and you can find a nice long spine, kind of a rootedness through the tailbone here, and then just begin to lengthen through the spine all the way through the crown of the head. So if you're anything like me, you may often wear your shoulders as earrings without even recognizing it. So I want to just ask you to exhale the shoulders down and away from the ears. If you're comfortable, you're welcome to close your eyes at this time, or possibly just soften your gaze in front of you and just begin to breathe. So taking a minute to check in with the breath, noticing the subtle rise and fall of the inhale and the exhale. Making sure that the shoulders stay soft and down, and maybe you can find a sense of release in the jaw, unclenching the teeth and allowing the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Continuing to check in with the breath here, noticing where the breath feels most at ease, and then settling into that space. Mindfully aware of where the breath enters and exits the body and how it flows through. Connected and uncautious breath here, allowing the belly, the ribs, and the chest to expand on the inhale. And then as you exhale, getting to the very bottom of the breath, holding nothing back. When we bring our awareness to the breath, we find that it naturally begins to soften and lengthen. And then it connects us right back to the present moment. Knowing that so much of our anxiety and our fear doesn't exist in the here and now. Anxiety of the future, fears that live there, or shame or anger or frustration of the past. Our breath can serve as an ever-present welcome right back to this moment, this space. Continuing to breathe, allowing the distractions to come. They will, don't worry. Just let a smile grace your face when that happens, and then come right back on the next inhale. I oftentimes remind my classes that physiology speaks to our breath, and when we link it with intention, it can be a really powerful force. So I want to encourage you, with your eyes closed or your gaze soft, I want you to name something with the inhale that you want to come in, to hem in, to dig your heels in, to hold on to. And then I want you to do the same thing with the exhale. I want you to name it and then exhale to release it. So maybe we're inhaling a sense of steadfastness, a sense of strength or trust that everything's going to be okay. And then we're exhaling a fear or anger or resentment or frustration, whatever that may be. A few more rounds here where you inhale and exhale with intention, knowing that our body is doing the same thing. We inhale this nutrient-rich oxygen that serves our body well, and we exhale quite literally what no longer serves, would be toxic if kept inside. So powerfully linking intention to our inhale and exhale can really help to create a clear path forward for us. A few more breaths. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, and then soften with the exhale. Take your hands to the knees, or maybe just lay them at the sides of the hips. Soft shoulders, long spine, soft jaw. Keeping the eyes closed or a soft gaze with the eyes, begin to roll the head along the neck and shoulders. I do have an intention I wanted to share with you today because it's quite inspiring and I feel like also quite applicable. Pause when you come to a space of tension here in the neck and shoulders and just breathe into that space. Let the head feel heavy. Move at your own pace. The intention today comes from the fire poppy. Roll back the other direction if you haven't already. The fire poppy is a flower that you may have never heard of, but I think we have quite the lesson to learn from this flower. Take the gaze neutral straight ahead and take the palms open on either sides of the hips. Soft shoulders, long spine, all the way through the crown of the head. We're going to inhale, reach the arms out and up, take the palms together at the top, and then exhale, hands to heart center, bow the chin to the chest. Hold here for a few breaths. In Monterey, California, there is a park called Toro Park. Toro Park was ravaged by its first fire in over a decade, more than a decade, over a century, over 100 years, last year. Out of the ashes, the fire poppies bloomed. They just appeared, not in spite of the flames that came before them, but because of them. 2 more times, full belly breaths. Inhale, reach arms out and up. Thumbs to the sternum, bow the chin to the chest. And again, inhale, reach arms out and up. Take the hands to the knees or the sides of the hips. Take the gaze neutral and keep the eyes closed, continuing to connect to that deep, expansive, uncautious breath. So the thing about the fire poppy, when I dug a little deeper into this concept, I learned that the seeds of the fire poppy can actually lay dormant for years. They can just be there hanging out. And it's actually the smoke from the fire that prompts these seeds to begin the process of germination. So after the fire, after the blaze, after the destruction, these flowers bloom and they're so vibrant and they just arrive as a symbol of hope. Continue to breathe here. I want you to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Hang there and breathe. Big deep breath, inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale, take the gaze neutral, left ear, left shoulder, hold and breathe. Big deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, take the gaze neutral, hold and breathe. Great job. Do you want you to take your right hand to your left knee or your left thigh, whatever you're doing. Maybe you're sitting in a chair, maybe you move to the floor. Either way, the right hand comes over to the left leg here and the left hand comes behind the tail. You're welcome to use the back of the chair as leverage. We're just going to find a gentle seated twist here as the gaze follows back towards the left shoulder. Stay nice and long in the spine and then exhale into the twist. So I want you to think, inhale, lengthen, and then exhale moves into the space that the length created. 3 more. Nice deep full belly breaths here. Chin is parallel to the earth. Nice long spine all the way through the crown of the head. Last breath, inhale, belly, ribs, chest. And stay for the exhale. Go ahead and trade it out, second side. Left hand to the right leg, right hand behind the tail. Inhale, neutral, nice long spine. Exhale, twist. So how can we connect to the resilience of the fire poppy? What can that look like for us today? 3 more breaths. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist. We can seek to view moments of resistance, frustration, inconvenience, or even in some cases pain, as opportunities to let something unexpected manifest and bloom. Big deep breath, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Square those hips and shoulders back to the front of the room and take the hands to the knees. We're going to move into some seated cat-cow here as we continue to show love and awareness of our spine here. Let the gaze lift, heart open, shoulders soften down. And then exhale round, hollow out the belly, chin to the chest. Keep it moving, 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. Twice more. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, heart forward. Gaze lifts, maybe smile. Exhale, round. Great job. Inhale, come back to that neutral spine. You can take the hands to heart center, thumbs to the sternum, or you can release the hands to the knees. Wherever you are, just come back to that neutral spine. Soft shoulders, soft jaw. I even want to encourage you to smooth out the skin over the eyes and that space between the eyes that we so often furrow with worry. Ask yourself where you can soften even 1% more. There are really no rules to a practice like this other than to connect to your breath and your beating heart, and remember that there are no prerequisites for stillness besides a breath and a beating heart. You can come back to this space anytime. Deep, mindful, connected breath. Awareness of the sensations as they rise and fall, remembering that every state is temporary. What's coming is going, just like the breath. So we can look at seemingly devastating odds or obstacles. We can look at them as ripe fields of possibility when we commit to dig our heels in with eyes to see the strength building out of what might appear to be charred remains. That we don't avoid the fire, but we can learn to be resilient and fireproof. Roll the shoulders up and back 3 times. Try not to shortchange the movement here or shortchange the breath. So full belly, ribs, chest expansion, and find the full range of motion here. Rolling back forward. Big deep breath. So this may be the first time in a while that you moved your body in this way. This may be the first time ever that you moved your body in this way. I just want to encourage you to maintain your sense of humor and just drop in. Just be present. Smile. There's no way to get it wrong. There's no ducks to get in a row. There are no ducks at all. Come back to a nice neutral spine. Take the right hand to the right side of the hip and the left arm's going to reach up and over. So we're going to release into a side body stretch. Reaching through the fingertips of the left hand. I want you to think about drawing that left shoulder back, left rib cage back, getting the left shoulder to stack on top of the right, and breathing, reaching, extending over to the left side. Big breath, inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale, release. Same thing, second side. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over. Breathe. Reaching through the fingertips of the right hand. Feeling the stretch from the outside of the right pinky finger all the way to the outside of the right hip. A few more breaths here as you find way to lengthen through the right side body. expanding into this breath. 2 more, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale. Exhale, come back to a nice neutral spine. So I want to invite you to take the hands to heart center now. Chin stays parallel to the mat. Close the eyes or soften the gaze and just check in. Hopefully we've entered into a space where we feel a little freer, a little lighter, a little less bound up. As we remember the strength and the resilience that we can learn from the fire poppy, knowing out of the ashes they bloom, not in spite of the flames, but because of them. Knowing that our circumstances that rise and fall around us are so often beyond our control. But we absolutely have the capability and opportunity to allow them to refine us, to strengthen us, and to prepare us for what's to come. What an honor and a gift it was to bring these thoughts and intentions to you today. I know they have been a guiding light for my own life, and I hope they will serve as the same for yours. One final nice big breath here. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Take another little sip of air at the top of the inhale, and then exhale, let it go. Blink the light back into the eyes as you take the hands to the knees, keeping a nice, long, straight spine. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that this day is just an encouragement to you. I hope that it fills your cups. I hope that you are able to leave this space today and get right back to it with a newly renewed sense of motivation, of your why, and recognizing that the work you do matters, and there are ripple effects that go on and on and on forever. Truly, the impact of what you do day in and day out is eternal. Thank you so much. Namaste.